out of the Washington Post. It reads, Harvard's Claudine Gay should resign. Joe Concha is here to talk about it. And Joe, remarkably, that is from a liberal columnist, no doubt. So the question to you is, and I read the article, is it time for Gay to resign, in your opinion?
Absolutely. It's well past time, Ashley. Even before all these plagiarism charges came about, again, this was a president of Harvard who went to Capitol Hill and said that somehow genocide has context, that if you call for the genocide of Jews on her campus, well, it depends on the context of that call for genocide. There is no ambiguity around genocide. And to your point, this column was written by Ruth Marcus, who is quite liberal, isn't going to be, the keynote speaker at CPAC anytime soon. And it's also noteworthy that this column was greenlighted by the Washington Post, which has never, Ashley, in its history, endorsed a Republican presidential candidate for president. Just think about that. So when this sentiment is coming from a liberal publication like the Washington Post, rest assured, this is going to get the attention of the powers that be at the Harvard Corporation. And now this brand, the Harvard brand, once revered, once a place every parent dreamed their kid would get accepted into, is officially toxic. And not only do you have a university president now that has plagiarized, 40 times, we're finding 40 examples, and it's not like lowercase p plagiarism. This is blatant cutting and pasting verbatim. It's time for her to go. It's very simple, and if the Washington Post is calling for it, they're welcome to the party, pal, to quote Die Hard.
Yeah, the fat lady hasn't sung, but she's warming up, as they say. And you know what? It comes down to money, does it not, Joe? I mean, once the funnel of money starts to be, threatened, that probably will do it, don't you think?
Yeah, well, actually, there's two ways to go with that, right? Yes, the donations are drying up, but they have so much billions in endowments that it may not impact them as much as one would think it would.
Yeah. Tax-free, too. All right, let's move on to this one. The New York Times publishing an op-ed written by Gaza City's mayor on Christmas Eve. He condemned Israel for, quote, causing the deaths of over 20,000 people. I don't know if we actually ever at all mentioned the attacks from Hamas on October the 7th. What are your thoughts on this?
You read this op-ed and not one word, Ashley, you're right, about what happened on October 7th. This is profoundly shameful by the New York Times, right? I mean, that's the understatement of the year, quite frankly. The mayor of Gaza was handpicked by Hamas. He was appointed. And now we have sympathy pieces coming out of the New York Times. And to your point, the massacring of 1,400 people, the beheading of babies, the mass rapes, the kidnaps, the worst attack on Jews since the Holocaust, and not one word in the New York Times as far as this op-ed is concerned, as if Hamas, Ashley, is somehow a victim in all of this. This is no different, quite frankly, than if after 9/11 the New York Times decided to give al-Qaeda space in their op-ed pages so they could defend themselves too. It's just pathetic.
And have we seen the New York Times publish an op-ed by Netanyahu? I don't think so.
I'd have to double check that. I'd have to look that up. Perhaps, maybe yes, maybe no. But if you're going to do both sides here, and there are no both sides when it comes to this, based on what happened on October 7th, then you have to give equal time to at least Netanyahu or somebody senior within the Israeli government. Ashley,
are you surprised, Joe? One last question to you: are you surprised at the level of anti-Semitism that has erupted in the wake of all of this? Okay, college campuses, but it's beyond college campuses. I've been very shocked.
I wrote a column in The Messenger talking about the biggest media stories of the year in the U.S., and I think the biggest story this year is the blatant, overt anti-Semitism that we're seeing, to your point, not just on college campuses, but in all these protests in cities across the country, online. It's now in broad daylight, when maybe it used to fly under the radar a little bit. Now the cards have been shown, and it's quite a scary time to be living in this country right now. Given the reaction after October 7th, you would think would be like after 9/11, where the country comes together. Instead, it's completely splintered apart by people, again, defending Hamas and their actions. It's disgusting, quite frankly.
It is disgusting. You're absolutely right, and remarkable. All right, Joe, as always, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. All right, let's move on.
Thanks,
Harvard's Merry